Having a fight about Garth Brooks. We will find out.
2014. Still haven't forgiven him yet. No. You're very welcome back to the final part of the show where Chef Sham Hanifa is giving us a lesson in braised venison. Take it away, Sham.
Yes, I'm going to braise it in my own way, a little bit of spice into it as well. So I get lovely venison. This is farm venison from Cooper's Hill in Sligo. So I get a leg of venison. So get it butchered, bone and roll it for you. If you have it on the bones, fine as well, but it takes longer to cook as well.
Okay.
So what I did then is, if you watch my cooking, I always use as usual, the garlic, shallot, ginger and chili.
Lovely.
I marinate them a little bit.
That's your base for a lot of recipes.
A lot of recipe, rendang, satay and all that. Just give a nice flavor into it, okay? So we leave that soak nicely, marinate nicely there. And I have juniper berries and bay leaves. So what I do here, basically, I'm gonna just heat up the pan. Just want to get the oil out of this.
Juniper berries, I think I normally have them in gin and tonic.
Oh, yeah, it's actually lovely. Yeah, gin and tonic and black pepper and in a nice flavor into it as well.
Into a dry pan?
Yeah, into a dry pan. Just want to get the oil out of that, okay? So let it kind of pop it out a little bit. And I use Chinese spice to make it a little bit different, I suppose. And this this meat can take strong spice because venison is very gamey. You know, so you don't want to overpower. When you taste later on, you can taste that little bit of Chinese spice, a bit of heat coming through as well, okay? So we're just gonna do that. Usually you can see that it's got to go shine a little bit. Okay, you can smell the juniper berry going and the bay leaf as well. So a little bit of oil. Okay, and then I'm gonna fry it up. A little bit of Chinese spice. 1 tablespoon is enough. See, they start popping away.
Well, those berries are popping then.
Yeah, so just want to get the best out of it. You can smell the Chinese spice go around there. Okay, and I'm gonna put a little bit of shallot. Fry it off. Don't be afraid when it starts smoky like that, you know, because you're gonna put the meat into it, you're gonna settle down a bit. Usually if you make a stew or casserole or any braising beef, you always fry it off, make it brown. I already marinate them, so we're gonna put this in like this into it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, mix it in there. You can smell it now, the chili, ginger, anise, the spice.
Is a few minutes sufficient for the venison in with that?
Yeah. I mean, like, because it's very lean meat, it's not much fat, and not, you know, half an hour max. You don't want to overpower it either, you know. So mix it in there nicely like that. And this dish can be done in a slow cooker or casserole dish. Fry it off this stage, and you can put in the casserole dish, stick in the oven.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's all we have to worry about. Okay, so then I'll fry it off, and if you leave it longer, you can. I put this away. You can leave it longer. It start getting brown, and the meat get flavor infused into the meat. So just pretend that's already been cooked in a while. So I'm gonna have a little bit of tomato puree into it, just like I'm forking into it. It's always gonna give a nice flavor, you know, with a bit of acidity of tomato into it.
It's sweet as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you got nice flavor balance into it, you know. Mix it in, and then that's it. Turn it up a little bit. Okay, and then I have a little bit of stock. As you already brown it up, you know. This is very, very simple dish. You don't want to complicate too much. I leave it like that first. Now I have, this time of the year, I have celeriac.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Celery and venison always go to root vegetable. This time of the year, you know, you always get root vegetables. I have a bit of parsnip as well. I have a bit of squash. If you don't want to use carrot, you can mix it all together. Okay, so mix it in there like that. Okay.
If you make enough of this, you could eat for a couple of days.
Yeah, you keep adding.
This time of the year is about batch cooking, you know, and you come home from work and you don't want to be going through all this work and everything, you know, especially midweek, you know, start of the week. So I'm going to put a bit of squash in, you know, vegetable and everything into it as well.
And would venison be popular if you pop it on the menu in the restaurant?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes in a restaurant, when you put something that's people not really familiar with, we always put in the starter. So people would try it quicker in the starter.
So it's not too intimidating.
Yes.
That's a really
and if you don't
good
like it,
idea.
it's on your starter.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
you
they still
haven't ruined your meal if you
yeah,
don't take
exactly,
it.
yeah. Same way we use a goat, we use so many different wild boar this time of the year, you know, good Irish wild game. They always use different kind of meat this time of the year, you know, and people will try starter quicker than the main course. But venison, I think, is common now. You know, everybody a lot of people go shooting. Talked to John there earlier, that's why he said he have friends that go shooting. He loves venison as well, you know, so that's all we have to do, right? So we're gonna let it, turn it up. At this stage, if you use a casserole dish, put in the lids down, a bit of parchment paper on top of it,
Okay.
Keep the heat down and put in the oven for an hour and a half. Like this, if you use in the pot like this, the last time I cooked is like 45 minutes.
Okay.
Won't take long because it's lean. You know, the venison leg as well, it's kind of doesn't take long.
Okay.
And I have, to go with it, I have a little bit of baby new potato.
Oh, yeah.
I parboil them a little bit, okay? And I turn it up, and I just put a little bit of butter, salt and pepper, and chive. Mix it in. You can serve with rice as well, but I think this dish is nice to go with a bit of sport, you know, a bit of potato going into it.
And that kind of fried off a bit.
Yeah, fry it off rather than boil, you know, seasoning, salt and pepper. And then when you bring it to boil like that, sorry, reducing, we will get this, what I prepared earlier. So I put this out here to shoot here, nicely ready.
Look at that.
Oh, wow, look how
You know, it's a comfort food. You can see, you can turn that off. And what you have as well, you see that has all the goodness underneath it. You know, it's not too dry. You don't want it too dry because the potato need a bit of help, you know, otherwise it'll be too dry.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like mashed potato you serve with kind of creaminess. Still a bit of sauteed potato here to mix it in. And you can always add a bit of mushroom into it as well. So that's already seasoned, a bit of buttery. So then we can see the venison here. It's really gamey, nice flavor. And so comfort.
I feel like it's just going to melt in your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you can taste the five spice. You can taste the chili heat coming from the marinade, and just the potato, kind of bring it together as well. So simple, so simple.
I feel like the method is simple once
Simple.
you get your head around
Yes.
the ingredients. I think when I see things
you.
like juniper berries, I get a bit, oh God.
Yeah, but it's in the press, like you say, using gin and tonic.
Oh, that's true.
You know, so mix it in like that, and you can use this
Lovely
with any
stuff.
kind of meat, you know. But just this is just simple.
While you're plating up,
Yeah.
we were talking about how Karen said that Gareth Brooks was a dote as she was leaving the room. Hadn't got a clue what was going on. He thought
Know
she
what a
said
dote was?
dose.
A dose.
Dose, yeah. Anyway, we thought about lost in translation. And Dec said, I have a friend who was working in Australia. Her boss lost a file in work. She told them that she'd had a route for it. Her boss was shocked because route, as we know, means something completely different in Australia.
Down under means something different about down under.
Well,
Move on.
on you go. Let's not get into that right now because there's little ears around the TV.
There is little ears. Dolores and Carlos says, when I was on my J1 a few years back, I told one of my co-workers that I had great crack on a night
Oh,
out.
God.
They were so shocked. It took a while for me to cop on that. They thought I had meant something completely different.
Okay, Emma on Instagram said, I had the misfortune of actually falling
This must
on
be on
Garth
Garth
Brooks in 1997. He very kindly helped me up and said, hello, my name is Garth. I was mortal, but also a bit delighted. We can understand that.
Honestly, and there's so many people who have a Garth Brooks story. It's crazy.
Tons of them.
He was a real gent, I have to say.
By the way, we're going to be here for an extra few minutes tomorrow.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
here
we
for
went a bit
7:15
longer, aren't we? Yeah, because Emmerdale's starting later.
Emmerdale's starting a bit later, so we are here a bit longer tomorrow. Well,
Gorgeous. It melts in your mouth. Sham, delicious.
Thank you.
thank you, Sham.
Thank you.